This is the next in my series of videos on the Nubia Pad 3D. I've already done videos on a number of the features that I love the most, including LeiaTube, where you can convert 2D to 3D videos, basically any content automatically converted into 3D for viewing glasses-free 3D. And then the 3D camera built into this device on the front and the back, completely beautiful. If you haven't already, check out those videos introducing those features in depth. This one is going to be on a feature related to the camera called LeiaPix. And what LeiaPix is essentially a 3D photo social media app created by the company that made this tablet, Leia Inc. And it's built right into the tablet. So when you start up your tablet, you have this app called LeiaPix. When you first start up your tablet, I think I forgot to mention in my other videos, is that you have to go to the App Store and update each of these apps. Otherwise, they won't really run properly, or you can't use them until they're updated. It's very easy to do that. You just go to the Leia App Store, and then you find the app that you need to update, which would be LeiaTube, LeiaPlayer, LeiaCam. You click on them, for example, LeiaPlayer here, and then where it says open, it would say update, and you just click update, and then it'll update the app. And I think it might even do this automatically once you update one of them. So once you have it updated, you go to the LeiaPix icon, and this is a really fun app, one of my other favorites for a variety of reasons that I'm going to introduce in this video. It isn't perfect, but there are some really cool things that you can do with this and enjoy on it, and I'm going to show you all of them. So when you open it up, what you see is the title of the app at the top, LeiaPix, and then a bunch of pictures. So it's like a image feed where you scroll down and you see a bunch of random different types of pictures of all kinds of things. You can see that there's AI generated images like AI art, there's pictures of grapes, leaves, cityscapes, downtown city streets, wildlife. And what this is a photo feed of images that are posted by real users of this social media app that they've either taken or converted to 3D on this device. As I'm scrolling, each of these is viewable in 3D. So these aren't like 2D little images that you can view in 3D once you click and open it up. They're all appearing in 3D, even though they're at this minimized size. And you can see parts of them are popping out of the screen, like this AI art image of a woman's face is popping out of the screen. There's great depth to these other images, parts of their body and face are going back into the screen. I can see at a glance that like this image of the Master Chief's helmet from Halo, it looks like it was taken by the LeiaPad 2. I can tell by the quality of the picture, by the Nubia Pad 3D. It's got the same level of quality as my own camera in this device. The pictures that are good quality will appear to be good quality even at this small size. But what do I mean by good and bad quality? Well, this is a social media service, which means people can post pictures taken on any device capable of capturing in 3D or 2D. And then they could take a normal 2D photo and convert it into 3D. But sometimes people pick low resolution photos and convert it using a software that's not very good at conversion. So it displays in 3D, but the quality is not very good. Or they take it with a very old 3D camera that used to be in an old consumer product, upload it to this, so it's viewable in 3D, but the resolution is terrible, especially on this big screen. You really get a hit or miss collection of photos on this because some people are uploading photos at a really low resolution taken with a really bad quality camera, or just poorly converted into 3D from 2D, or converting a low resolution 2D photo into 3D. There are a lot of reasons why they might not look that great, and none of them have to do with the display of this tablet being not good, or the camera in this device being not good. Those are not reasons why you find bad content on this. It's for other reasons. One other way to put that is that anything that's taken with a really good camera, including the camera built into the Nubia Pad 3D, is going to look beautiful on this. And any properly converted photo from 2D to 3D is also going to look gorgeous. Okay, so now that I've introduced how stuff kind of looks on this, let's go through all the different components of LeiaPix itself. So on the bottom here, we're in the middle discovery page, your feed, where stuff gets recommended as content to you. These recommended photos just show up. So for example, this one here, it looks pretty 3D. It's got a butterfly on flowers, and I pull it up, and sure enough, it looks pretty gorgeous. So for example, if I really like this photo, I can click here at the bottom and give it a heart. So this person's number of likes just went from 4 to 5. I could comment and say beautiful, for example. Send the comment. If I really like it, I can bookmark it. So you can click right here to bookmark. And I'll show you where to find your bookmark photos later. When you get a notification for a photo that you upload, it shows up right here. So there's like this pink +1 notification that pops up, and it tells you that 90% of the time it's one of two things. Somebody liked one of your posts within the last 16 hours or 58 minutes ago, or it's that somebody started following you. So this is the notification icon, and then if you click on your own profile, then you can see what's really cool about this is, first of all, at the top you can set a long banner that's actually in 3D. So it's long and it stretches across the whole screen, but it's thin, but the whole thing appears in 3D. So it allows you to select a portion of like a segment of a 3D photo that you've taken and set it as the top banner of your profile page. And similarly, your profile icon, this circular one, can also be selected and set to be 3D. It is in 3D, so you can select from among your 3D photos, designate a circular portion of that, and it'll be displayed as your 3D personal icon for your profile. It shows you the amount of followers you have, the amount you are following. So right now I have 23 followers and I'm following 37 people because there are a lot of people on here that post some really cool photos that I like. I want to be able to see the photos that they post the moment they post them. On your own profile page, you can scroll down through all the photos that you've ever taken and uploaded, and it loads pretty quickly. These are all viewable in 3D all at once. And then if I want to view a picture in full 3D, all you have to do is tap on it and it'll load the whole thing in 3D, and it looks beautiful, just like the day I took this photo in perfect 3D. And then from this full screen view, you can scroll to the side and view other photos that you've taken. Like this one is gorgeous. It's a garden. It looks incredibly 3D. Even tiny details like the gaps between the fence and little wires here are in 3D. You can see which level of depth they're at, and you can see like behind them how everything is far behind the wiring of the fence or these little wires and things. It's really incredibly precise in terms of the 3D depth. And this was taken on the Nubia Pad 3D just outside walking around. So as far as I know, there's no limit to the amount of photos you can upload to this social media service. And when you upload them, they're all stored here on your own profile page. This little grid thing shows the photos that I've uploaded, but if I click on the bookmark symbol, then it'll pull up all the photos that I've bookmarked of other people's photos that I like. These flower images are just gorgeous. This person clearly took this on the Nubia Pad 3D, and it turns out beautifully just like the photos that I take. Some scenery photos, just amazing. Gorgeous pet photos. This is like a AI art photo that turns out super realistic, or like it's got perfect depth. It looks like you're looking into this like animated scene in 3D. It's so cool. Somebody's Lego set, an image from a game that was converted to 3D. This is Wind Waker, a Zelda game, and I love this game. I saw this photo in 3D. Somebody converted it using Leia's AI software, and it looks like a glasses-free 3D game. So that is the profile page. You got your bookmark content, your own uploads. So when you open up the discovery page, the one in the top middle is the Featured by Leia section. And what this is are handpicked photos that Leia wants to feature. The company that made this tablet wants to feature. If you click on that, it's basically an account that has all these cool 3D photos that are featured. And if you click on them, again, they go full screen, and then you can scroll through looking at one at a time and like them if you like them, bookmark it if you like it. From this page, there is no clear like route within the app to go back to the previous page that I can see. There's no button to go back, but there is a way to go back. All you have to do is swipe to the left, and then it'll bring you back to this page. Outside of Featured by Leia, we have a section with most likes, and these images rotate. So if you leave the app like this, it'll circulate through a number of different images that are all the images in the history of this app that have gotten the most likes. And this app did not come into being with the creation of the Nubia Pad 3D. It's actually been around since the time of the Hydrogen 1, which was a 3D smartphone that Leia originally worked on. That didn't do so well. The technology was pretty immature at the time and not nearly close to the level of the Nubia Pad 3D, but the app was in existence. So some of these photos found on here are from back then, or the time of the original LeiaCam. The historical like amount of these photos is from back then. Some of these photos have been around for a long time and have over 1,000 likes. That's the reason, not because somebody uploaded them on the Nubia Pad 3D and it just got 1,000 likes. It's because these photos have been around on this social media service for 3 or 4 years now. That being said, these top choices still do look pretty good on the Nubia Pad 3D. Some of them look beautiful, but I would say it's about time that we see some more modern, more high resolution photos that really show off what this tablet is capable of show up in the top like section. It may take some time, but I think a lot of these photos are too outdated to really do the tablet screen justice at this point. If you keep swiping to the right, there's a section for featured creators. So this is a creator who is featured, who takes photos with the Nubia Pad 3D, and they're all beautiful, like some on the Great Wall of China here. You can see just how gorgeous this looks in 3D. It looks real. I've been to the Great Wall, and I can verify that this almost looks like you're standing on this staircase of the Great Wall looking down. Some featured creators will show up in this feed. This person in particular, though, David Fatal, is one of the co-founders of Leia, the company that created this tablet, and he's got like 601 followers, so I would recommend following him because the pictures he uploads are all beautiful, amazing. Let me show you a really cool one that he took a while back. There's a couple. Like this one is crazy in 3D. Like you can see everything up close perfectly, but the trees and the details back beyond these stone little pattern and holes are also in perfect focus. So this photo is really showing off the amazing depth and clarity and resolution that can be enjoyed on this tablet. It's a beautiful place. Here is another really cool one. Like, it's so cool to see all the different layers of these colorful glass panels lined up next to one another in 3D, with the one on the very right popping way off the screen and then going back in distance as you go to the left. Like, these transparent images with panels and things like that of different colors and lighting viewed in 3D are so gorgeous to see. You really got to see it for yourself to appreciate how cool it looks. He's got all sorts of cool pictures on here, so you can go through people's accounts like mine or David's to view some really high quality pictures in native 3D. So there's another featured section up here of just LeiaCam 2 photos, so if you want to really be sure what you're looking at is photos taken by the LeiaCam 2, you can click on this. This section has a collection of photos taken either on the Nubia Pad 3D or the LeiaCam 2. So really what it is hashtag LeiaCam 2. If you put a photo with a hashtag in LeiaCam 2, it'll show up in this featured section. Maybe I'll start doing that so that people can find some of my photos. And then another hashtag, 3D AI art, and that's what we have at the top. If you scroll down a little bit, there are other categories. Like the photo I just showed you of my dog is showing up automatically right here in the dog hashtag category. It was one that I took on the Nubia Pad 3D, but you can see it switched over to another dog, so these kind of rotate to give you a good idea of what different types of photos there are in each category. But we have food, kids, nature, flowers. This food photo is another one that I took myself when I was on a trip in Italy. But you can see pizza, pies, bakeries, people's dinners. A lot of these are taken on the Nubia Pad 3D or LeiaCam Pad 2, and they're incredibly beautiful to look at on this tablet. Same with flowers, fruit, basically any category. You can look at photos taken by different users in these different categories to find all sorts of really cool 3D photos. You can search at the top though for something specific. Like if you want to find a 3D photo of a pumpkin, for example, you just type pumpkin, and chances are somebody has posted a 3D photo of it. Sure enough, the very first result is hashtag pumpkin, where there are 44 posts. Now, not all of these are sure to be good quality. Some of them might be low resolution, taken with a bad camera, but there's bound to be a couple that are good 2D to 3D conversions or photos taken with a good quality 3D camera. And all you have to do is kind of skim through this section of photos, and you can get a fairly good idea of which ones look blurry or not very good quality and which ones look good. If I search a Nintendo, for example, there's 37 posts. And if you click on that, then you might get different like in-game 3D photos from Mario or Pokemon or things of different people's gaming consoles. So really, whatever category you're interested, you can type in at the top and find a decent amount of 3D photos on that subject already. And that will only increase as these devices become more widespread and get delivered to more people around the world. Now, the final button at the bottom, which I haven't covered yet, is the upload button. So when you want to upload to LeiaPix, one way to do it is to click on the bottom left button like I just did. And when you do that, the first thing that happens is it tells you it's unable to load your photos in your camera because you haven't given it permission yet. So you just click this purple button, allow access, and then a second prompt will pop up and say allow it to access photos on your device. Just allow it. Once you do that, then one more time you have this little tab that you have to click to allow this app to have access to your photos. It pulls up the photos that I took in my last video, demonstrating the camera of the gingerbread house, for example. So this is one photo that I took in my previous video. I'm gonna pull it up. It allows you to actually view the photo in full 3D to confirm that it's the one you want. And then if you're sure, on the upper right, you click next in purple, and then it brings you to this page, which has you write a caption. So I will write Lego as the hashtag and then gingerbread house. You don't have to write anything or maybe you have to just write like one letter or something, but you don't have to write something in depth. You don't have to add a hashtag, but if you do add a hashtag, it makes it easier for other people to find your content, as I just showed. Like some people might search for Lego pictures. They might come across this gingerbread house one because I marked it with a hashtag. And then you just click post on the upper right, and it'll say uploaded queue. And basically that means it's just loading. You can see like this purple bar right here as it's uploading, going across the screen. And it usually doesn't take that long. It also says uploading in the middle of the screen here. Maybe takes like 30 seconds or something most of the time. And you can just leave this page. So I can go back to the discovery page or just close out of the app altogether and then come back in a little bit and find my photo uploaded. And to do that, you just go to your profile, look at your photos, and then there it is. On the very left-hand side, next to what was my latest picture of my dog, is now my gingerbread house picture. So people will find this in the discovery page if they search through the hashtag and other things like that. I could have marked it with a LeiaCam 2 hashtag and it would have showed up in that featured section. We've taken a look at how to upload a photo from within the LeiaPix app itself, within this social media app that Leia Inc. has created. But there's actually one other very simple way to upload photos directly to LeiaPix, and that is from within your camera roll. So instead of going into LeiaPix, you open up the Leia Player app, which is, again, the media player app that was created by Leia Player. And if you click on this and open it up, it'll bring you directly to your media files. You can see right here, the media tab is selected by default, which has all your downloads and then the default Leia media files. But we want to go to the camera roll, where we have all our photos that we've taken on the device's camera. If I want to upload one of these pictures that I took of my dog in the previous video, for example, I just click on it, the photo is displayed in 3D. To upload to LeiaPix, there's actually an icon specifically for that purpose. So if you look at the upper right at this list of icons, the one in the middle, you can see actually the LeiaPix icon. And if we click on that, it'll start the upload process directly from your camera roll. So this is super convenient, and I'm just gonna put dog, click post, and there you go. It's uploading directly to your profile from your camera roll. So this is the easiest, most convenient way to upload your latest photos to LeiaPix. And it says uploading, it's uploading now, almost complete, and there it is. So now we have our latest photo uploaded directly from the camera roll to LeiaPix, and this will start showing up in people's feeds, or people who follow me will see this photo, for example. It's a very convenient way to upload. Now, I think I mentioned in an earlier video that I could tell by looking through LeiaPix photos that the LeiaCam 2 was coming. That you can tell by looking at the photos on LeiaPix in the preview mode or by pulling it up into full screen how good the camera was that took the photo and which ones were taken on a Nubia Pad 3 or LeiaCam 2 based on how good they look on these tablets, because the quality of these cameras is so good. Well, actually, I was able to tell which of those photos was taken on the Nubia Pad 3D and LeiaCam 2 before the devices were even announced or released. And the reason I was able to do that is because I have the LeiaCam 1. And on the LeiaCam 1, the original LeiaCam, you actually have an older version of the same app, LeiaPix. So if I open up LeiaPix on the original LeiaCam, for example, you have almost the exact same UI, but it's able to view photos taken on the LeiaCam 2. So, for example, the photos that I just uploaded, if I go to my profile, you can see right away that they're here on the LeiaCam 1. So people with access to LeiaPix on the Hydrogen 1 or the LeiaCam 1, the original LeiaCam, this device, can still view these beautiful pictures taken on the LeiaCam 2 or the Nubia Pad 3D. If I open it up, for example, like this gingerbread house photo, here it is. And it looks really awesome even on the LeiaCam 1 because the camera's so good. So I was able to tell once like the developers or testers started posting photos taken on the Nubia Pad 3D that it was the new camera. I could tell it was likely going to be from the new device because they started posting these photos that look like this, and they just look gorgeous even on the lower resolution screen of the LeiaCam 1. One of the great things about this original LeiaCam screen is that it's still got very beautiful depth and it's very colorful. It's just slightly more pixelated and it doesn't head track. There is no stereo camera in front in the same position as the other device. It can't take 3D photos in this direction and it can't head track, but there are multiple viewing angles. So if I position it here, I can see it in 3D. If I hold it at a straight angle, and I can see it in 3D, or at this angle, or a slightly wider angle. So there's multiple viewing angles to this thing, and it's just got lower resolution, but you can tell by looking at the photo that this 3D quality, the quality of this 3D effect is awesome. If you're a LeiaCam owner and you see these photos and you think they look beautiful, well, they look even more beautiful on the LeiaCam 2. So I wouldn't, and on the Nubia Pad 3D, I wouldn't hesitate to purchase the device if you really like photos and you want your photos to look even better. And if you're impressed by the quality of photos that you're seeing show up on LeiaPix like I was, then you're definitely not going to be disappointed with what these devices can deliver. One other interesting thing about LeiaPix on the original LeiaCam is that it's not 100% the same as the new version, and there's a section that does not exist on the new tablet but does exist on the original, and that is the newest section. So you can see the newest photos that are showing up here are the ones that I just uploaded, because I'm the most recent uploader of any photos on LeiaPix. And if you click on newest, then it'll give you a whole set of photos that are the ones that are the most recent uploads, including the one of the dogs that I just uploaded and the one of the gingerbread house. And then next to that are the ones that are next most recent, uploaded by other people, like this one of a market in South America, which actually looks really cool in 3D, with the bananas kind of hanging there and stuff. So this was a cool way to see who uploaded the most recent photo, and then to make sure you're not missing any photos posted by anybody. But it's not available right now in the Nubia Pad 3D. Not 100% sure whether or not this feature will be implemented, but it is on the original LeiaPad 1 if you never noticed that, or if you're curious. But just as a fun fact, this does exist on the LeiaPad 1. So this is how the social media app works for Nubia Pad 3D and the LeiaPad 2, called LeiaPix, and it's pretty good right now. Some of the things that I think are not quite good enough are the fact that, like, you can't really share with a specific user only. So if you upload something, it's visible to everyone. There may be times, for example, where I know somebody, I have a friend or family member that has a LeiaPad 2 or Nubia Pad 3D, and I want to share something with them specifically, but I can't, at least not through LeiaPix. They would just have to follow me and view my content just like everybody else, and that means if I post something, maybe it can't be too personal because anybody could stumble across it. Not that it matters that much. Chances are that not everybody's going to really see the stuff that I post anyway, but it just makes it harder to share some personal things that you wouldn't want to be out there for everybody in the world to see. So for now, I think that's the big one that I would like to see added to LeiaPix. Maybe one other is the ability to add videos or things like that. Right now it's just a photo social media app, but it's good enough for the time being, and I think it's exciting to see people get their Nubia Pad 3Ds and LeiaPad 2s and start posting photos on this social media app, because you can see like different images from people from all around the world, and it's almost like really being there in person. Once you get yours, if you get a Nubia Pad 3D or a LeiaPad 2, I encourage you to post a lot of photos of stuff that you collect, your pets, you know, your house, the environment around you. If you go on a trip, take it with you, take pictures. It's cool for other people to be able to experience what everyone is seeing, the photos that they're taking with these devices. So considering all the points that I just discussed for the LeiaPix app on the LeiaPad 2 and the Nubia Pad 3D, the score that I would give it is an 8.5 out of 10, because I think it is a really solid start to a nice social media picture sharing app. The first real 3D social media app ever that is built for glasses-free 3D in a device like this. And it works very well. It's really cool to experience content across platforms. So it's not just the Nubia Pad 3D and the LeiaPad 2, the LeiaPad 1, like the original LeiaPad. Even photos that are not taken on a 3D device at all can be converted to 3D and uploaded to LeiaPix. So it's a really nice way to enjoy 3D photos taken by people all around the world, and then to share your own photos with the world. I've had a lot of fun with the app so far, and I'm excited to see it evolve over time, and then maybe to see other types of social media apps emerge from other developers on the Nubia Pad 3D and the LeiaPad 2. Because one thing to keep in mind is that these apps and things, although Leia has their own ecosystem that kind of comes with this, it is by no means the only one. It is by no means the future of glasses-free 3D apps. There could be a developer that comes out with a killer app at any time in any category and makes it available for this device, and I think that is really the true future going forward, and where the most excitement I feel is, because who knows what amazing, unbelievable, next level app is going to show up at any moment once people notice the potential of these devices and start developing for them. I'm super excited for that to happen. In the meantime, there's still a lot more to cover for the Nubia Pad 3D and the LeiaPad 2 in terms of apps, the ecosystem that already exists, Leia's own apps, and I'm going to be making more and more videos to introduce each and every one of those to you. So if you like this video and you're interested in finding out more about the rest of the Leia app ecosystem and the features built into the Nubia Pad 3D and the LeiaPad 2, please subscribe and give this video a like, comment if you have any questions. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.